Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm excited because I'm doing what I think is a fun video, and I think a lot of you guys would enjoy it or will enjoy it as well. So I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite MAC products. Not only like my favorite products, but more so my most used, my most reached for MAC products. And most of these are just super staples that I reach for on quite a consistent basis. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. So let's go ahead and get started. So first up, I have foundation. This is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid SPF 15. And I have two different colors because I thought it was important to share with you guys these two colors because I know some of you guys that watch me have a similar skin tone to me, which is very, very fair, pale, vampire-esque with a super yellow undertone. So I have NC15 and I also have NW13, which is weird since I'm very warm tone and NW is generally more so like cool. But this is a little bit lighter than the NC15 and it's still pretty yellow. So this was recommended, this shade was recommended to me by one of the MAC artists. And it does a great job of matching. So if you're super fair, definitely check out NW13. But they do have a lot of shades to choose from. And also notable is that I have a pump on mine, which I just purchased separately because it doesn't come with a pump. And I like a pump. I love this foundation because for me, it is very, very versatile. Now I can get a more medium coverage with this foundation with my skin kind of peeking through, or I can build it up and get a really wham bam, flawless, full coverage look with this foundation. And my favorite way to apply it is with a damp sponge, like a beauty blender or a Real Techniques sponge or whatever that's called. It's so buildable. That's what I love about it because, like I said, you can totally make it a more everyday foundation, like medium coverage, or you can build it up, just add more layers and just pounce it in with the beauty blender, and it's so beautiful. It doesn't look cakey, although it's super full coverage. And if you guys are not familiar, I have very, very dry skin. So when I wear this, or when I wear any full coverage foundation or somewhat medium heavy foundation, I have to make sure my skin is just like prepped as far as skincare goes and just ready to rock and roll. And so I'll go in with like a MAC strobe lotion or something very moisturizing as like a primer before, and then I don't have any problems with my skin looking crusted or dry or anything gross like that. And my next product is another kind of complexion product, so kind of boring, but at the same time, you have to have a flawless, ready to go canvas or base complexion before you can go in with like fun stuff like eyeshadows and blush and lip color, because if your complexion or canvas ain't working, no, it's just not going to look good. So that's why, even though it's boring, it's super important to, you know, shout out my most used favorite MAC complexion products as well. But I have some more fun products in here too. So anyway, this is the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish Natural. I have mine in the shade Light Plus. This, oops, that just got all over. This is the old packaging, and mine is like, I'm about to hit pan, and I'm so excited because then I'll put it in my back to MAC pile, and then I will repurchase this because I love it. I'm wearing this today. I'm actually wearing these two as well today. Light Plus, I believe, is the lightest color that's a more warm undertone. I could be wrong. Ugh. I just got an eyelash stuck together. I could be wrong, but I also could be right. It works for me. It works for my very pale, warm undertone. So this stuff is just so sheer and it's just light coverage, and it just makes your skin look so good. Now, if you're looking for like a powder foundation with a lot of coverage, this is not going to be the one for you because you really can't even build it up a lot. I just use this to set my like liquid foundation with, and it just goes on beautifully, and not only to set my liquid foundation so it stays in place longer, but to help the blush, bronzer, contour, highlight, whatever you're putting on over the liquid foundation, you want a barrier in between to set it. And this stuff looks beautiful, and it helps all those other fun products kind of blend a lot easier. So if you haven't tried this out, I definitely recommend it. Now, if you're interested in this, but you want a very similar alternative, like a dupe, I'm just gonna throw this in hopefully quickly. Hopefully I'm not getting too off topic here. But the Sephora, what is this called? The Baked Face Compact. This is pretty much the same thing as the MAC. Like, I probably like the MAC a little bit better. It's probably a placebo effect situation. They're pretty much the same. They give you the same finish. They do the same thing. Very sheer coverage just to set your foundation, or either one of these are going to be great for like first time makeup people. They just want something to kind of wear and just kind of to get into makeup. My sister, when she first started wearing makeup, I wanted her to try this, but instead I got her this because I knew that they're a dupe, and she just wears like the Garnier BB cream and then she sets it with the Mineralize powder. So either one of these are great, but since it's a MAC video, this one is my favorite. Next, I have two of my most reached for paint pots. Now, I have a lot of paint pots and I love all of them, but these two, you guys probably know what I'm gonna say. Painterly and Soft Ochre are the ones I reach for the most. This one is Painterly, which is more like a neutrally pinky color. And then this Soft Ochre is more of a yellow color. This one's a little bit closer to my skin tone, but basically I use these as an eyelid primer and concealer all in one. It just really neutralizes the eye area, gets rid of any discoloration, and just really preps it and gives a nice canvas for any eyeshadow that you put on top of it. So if you're looking for the perfect base, I've been using these for years. Probably should change them in for some new ones, but that's how often I use them, is like almost every time I wear makeup, and they're still kicking. Like, I have a good dent in there, but they're still kicking. They last a long time. Mine have not dried out. I have not had that issue with these, so definitely a staple in my collection. Now let's be real, I love MAC eyeshadows. I love MAC all products in general, like pretty needless to say, but because I'm trying to keep this video down to around 10 products, the two eyeshadows that I reach for all the time, I keep them like on my vanity, like in my beauty box, my acrylic beauty box drawer, are these two colors. I keep them in this duo, which you can buy separately as well. And I have the color Soft Brown, which is this one here, and then Shroom. I think Shroom is a frost, and I think Soft Brown is a matte. It's pretty matte, and this one's pretty frosty and intense. So Soft Brown is just that perfect crease color, transition color, blending out color. You just can't go wrong with it. And then Shroom is just one of my favorite highlights. Like, eye highlights, you can use it on the eye, inner corner highlight, on the brow bone. You can even use it on your lid or on your cheekbone. I always travel with this just because I never know when I'm gonna need these two colors. On lazy, super lazy days where I want to just have a little bit of an eye look going on, I'll just take Shroom and dust it all over the entire eyelid area up to underneath the brow bone, and then I'll just go in the crease with Soft Brown, throw that in there, and then drag Soft Brown on the lower lash line, add some mascara, boom. That's my eye look, and it just looks so fresh and pretty and put together. So if you are a minimal makeup person and you're not a makeup abuser like myself, these two, I just don't think you can go wrong. Okay, so next, let's just go ahead and point out the fact that I love MAC blushes, but I like to switch up my blush color on a daily basis, or every time I wear makeup, I like to wear a different color. That's just the kind of person I am, you know, based on whatever my eyes or lips are doing, I like to switch it up. But my most reached for MAC blush is this one in the shade Harmony, which I actually don't use as a blush, which you totally can, but I use it more often for a contour color. It's this perfect kind of rosy tan color, and it just creates a really soft, beautiful shadow for fair skin. This is an amazing contour color. I think even up to like light, medium skin. If you have medium skin, you might just want to use this as a blush. And you probably want a different tone a different shade range for deep skin. But this one's so beautiful and so natural, so easy to work with. It's a matte finish. You just can't go wrong as far as just a more subtle contour with it. I mean, you can absolutely build it up, but I like this for like more natural days where I just want to kind of chisel out my features a little bit, but I want it to be undetectable. That's the word I was going for. So I love this so much, and contour is what I use it for the most, but you can absolutely use it for a blush, like a blush contour. If you hit it right in the hollows, halfway between the hollows, and then the bottom half of the cheekbone, and just kind of take that up if you're in a super fast hurry that day. This is kind of a multi-purpose product. Obviously, any blush color or any bronzer color. You could sweep in the crease for a little bit more definition and be beautiful. So Harmony is my most reached for MAC blush. Now, if you like the look of big, luscious, pouty, juicy lips, you're gonna need to pause this video and go order this, or go get it, put it on your shopping list, because this is the most beautiful, just juicy lip gloss ever. This is the Dazzle Glass in the color called Rags to Riches. And the Dazzle Glasses kind of have what it looks like. It's a chunky glitter. It looks like it. And even when you swatch it, it looks like a little bit of chunky glitter. Not even chunky, a little bit refined glitter, refined chunky, if you will. This will make your lips look huge. And if you're not familiar with the MAC lip glosses or glosses in general, they are just a little bit sticky. So if you don't like sticky, you probably won't like them. But I like sticky because that means it's gonna last longer. I whittled it down to 2 ride or die MAC brushes that I just cannot be without. So we'll start with this one. This is the MAC 242. I think it's called the flat shader brush, and that's what it is. Just little. This brush I have not found, and I have a lot of brushes, you guys. I like to test out brushes. That's just one of those things that I just love to experiment with. There's no other brush on the market like this that's so perfect for applying lid color, especially if you have hooded eyes or small lid space like myself. You can just carve out that perfect flattering mushroom shape. So any kind of powder product, synthetic, I really love this brush for ColourPop Super Shock Shadows. It's just perfect for getting it on there. You can spritz it with Fix Plus and really get an intense eyeshadow look from any kind of shimmery or sheeny eyeshadows. You would think that an eyeshadow brush, like a shader brush, is a shader brush, a dime a dozen, that you could get like a dupe, like a Sigma or whatever brand, you know, but there's just nothing like this. And then the other brush is the 286, I think it's called the Duo Fiber Blending Brush. Mine's a little bit dirty, but the top bristles are white, kind of like a whitish gray, and the bottom bristles are darker, like a dark gray charcoal black. Yeah, something like that, but mine's dirty. And if you're not familiar with what duo fiber means, it just means 2 different kinds of fibers or bristles. And basically what that translates to is it's gonna pick up less product. So this is going to be great for really dark kind of crease eyeshadow colors that you want to put in your crease, but you're maybe not the best at blending, or you're in a hurry, or you're just lazy and you don't want to have to work at it too much. This is going to apply the perfect amount of, I just got extra product on my eye, the perfect amount of crease color. So you can use it with something like the MAC Soft Brown, or you can go like with a super dark black color, and you just want to get it in there and like kind of tap it off. It's just going to apply it in the perfect amount. Like, I promise you, it's going to lay it down and also help blend it at the same time. This thing is perfection, and there's, again, just like the 242, there's just nothing like these brushes on the market that I've come across. You guys will have to let me know if you know of something. And then last, I have 3 MAC lip pencils to share with you. So these 2 nubs, if you guys aren't new, if you watched my videos in the past, you probably know what these 2 are. My number 1 absolute favorite of all time lip pencil that I pretty much wear with every lip combo that I ever do is Stone, which is like a taupey grayish brown color, which is kind of like an ugly color. And you ask, why would you want that for a lip liner? Here's the answer. Because it's gonna contour your lips and make your lips like look full, like a lot bigger. You can really fake that lip injection type look with this, because it kind of creates a shadow on the lip line. And so I don't just wear this by itself, I always will mix it with something else. So I'll like outline my lips, kind of feather it lightly. Like, I'm not going to draw a super harsh line. So this basically will contour and shadow your lips and just make them look fuller. That's the bottom line, and that's what you need to know. The other one that kind of does a similar job as far as like contouring, but more so just making your lip line look a little bit like bigger than it is, and you can kind of, again, fake a larger lip look. This is Oak, and I think these are both pro colors. Like, I don't think you can get these at Nordstrom. I think you have to get them at the MAC store. I could be wrong. I will link and list everything where you can purchase it below. So there's Oak. It's exactly what kind of color it is, like a tan, a beigey tan color. So I love that, again, for just making that lip real estate area look a little bit bigger than it is. And then my third lip pencil is in Dervish, and for me this is like my perfect rosy neutral pink color. And it's important, I think, to find your perfect rosy neutrally pink color because it can go with anything. You can wear it with like a bold red lip, you can wear it with a dark lip color, a neutral color, a nude color. It's just, you know, you can wear it with, it's so versatile. Short story, very long. And you know, this kind of color is different for every complexion and every like undertone and skin tone. So if you just find something that is like your perfect neutral rosy nude pinky color, that's a long description. You guys know what I'm saying. You definitely need something like that in your collection. I think it's a staple. And I lied, I have one more product. I totally forgot about it because I have it in my Z palette, which if you're wondering what that is, that's duct tape because mine broke. Anyway, I have in here like all my under eye kind of setting highlighting products, but my favorite MAC one is this one in Emphasize, which is a kind of a, I think they describe it as like a bone white color. I mean, swatching it is kind of pointless. It's very, very sheer, but this is such a beautiful under eye setting powder. For a pressed powder, Emphasize is my favorite under eye setting powder. And I say for a pressed powder is because I find with a loose under eye setting powder, it just looks a little bit more like a little bit better, a little bit more natural, but sometimes I just don't got time and I don't want to fuss with it, and a pressed powder is the way to go. So Emphasize is great. Now if you have like medium or deeper skin tones, this might be a little stark for you and you might just want to use it for more of like a natural like highlight and not necessarily for under eye highlight unless you're going for that more stark look. So they have other ones, like this one for example is in Accentuate, so you can mix those together if you're darker or deeper than I am or whatever, and they have other ones too. These are just the two that I have handy here, so that is a must for me that I will always have in my collection. And you guys, that, I'm pretty sure that's everything. I hope I didn't miss anything. Those are my favorite MAC products, and more so not just favorite, because let's be real, I like fun colors like new eyeshadows and pressed pigments and blushes and highlights and stuff, but these are my most used and my most reached for staples by MAC. You guys will have to let me know in the comments below if you have any of the same favorites as I do or what your staple MAC products are. I think it's just so fun. MAC is just one of those things. It's like an OG on YouTube. It was one of the first like high-end makeup brands that I ever fell in love with, and it just kind of brings back nostalgia, like old school feelings. I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but that's just what I feel. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe if you enjoyed, so you can see my other videos. And yeah, have a great day, guys. I'll see you later.